Yeah. Let me hit record. Hold on. Run It Back Nation, what is good? Thank you for being here. Another episode of Run It Back NBA, where we will cover all NBA news and rumors, reactions, opinions, everything. Every day at 12 p.m., noon Eastern time, all off season long. On the show today, the latest on the Giannis Antetokounmpo sweepstakes. We all can't wait for that to be over. There's so many different reports going left, going right, going every which way possible. It's a mix of probably truth. It's a mix of politics. It's also a mix of reporters and betting apps trying to get clicks on the internet. So who knows what to believe, but we're going to try to do the latest on the Giannis trade, and hopefully it's over soon so we can move on and talk about something else. Will the Spurs trade De'Aaron Fox? Also on this show, and Spurs fans, you're not going to want to hear this update that Brian Windhorst gave this morning on ESPN. And then we'll do some NBA draft updates because it's just hilarious. The top of the draft right now, AJ Dembonsa. I said it right. AJ Dembonsa and Darren Peterson both seem to think they're going number one overall, and logic would tell you that that can't happen. We're going to get into all of that and whatever else you want to talk about in the chat. Before we do, thank you for being here. This is Run It Back NBA. I am your host, DJ Eastwood. I hosted Run It Back Philly for 7 years, covering the Philadelphia 76ers. I started this channel to cover the rest of the NBA because the 76ers piss me off. And here we are. We just did 500,000 views in a month. We are rapidly approaching 10,000 subscribers. If you're not subscribed, do that for me. Help us get to 10,000 subscribers. Hit the like button right here. Give me 1,000 likes on this stream. Let's get into business. Let's get down to business. Let me get some air. Man. Who's in here? A parade on Thursday. Yeah, no thanks, bro. Who wants to be down in there where they're lighting buses on fire? Yeah, no thanks. Fox is overrated, bro. We're going to talk about it. Let's see. Agent Paul, nothing happened yet, bro. Why are you so hyped? What are you talking about? Let's see. Bring back Terry Johnson. Shout out Hot Wheels Thunder Up, baby. Shout out Tyler Ross. Let's go Sixers. There's still people that believe in the Sixers, man, and that is astounding. Let's get down to business, man. Here is the latest on Giannis Antetokounmpo. There's a couple of reports that came out that I think are interesting, and then I want to give you my opinion on it a little bit. First of all, this, okay? The Celtics have been exploring whether they can acquire Giannis Antetokounmpo without sacrificing Jaylen Brown. Now, that might sound ridiculous to a lot of people, because how could you acquire Giannis Antetokounmpo without sacrificing Jaylen Brown? It might say two things. It might say the Milwaukee Bucks are not going to get the haul that they thought they were going to get for Giannis Antetokounmpo. That could be what this report is kind of saying a little bit, right? If the Celtics believe they can acquire Giannis without giving up Jaylen Brown, then there's something out there saying that Giannis isn't going to bring back the haul that the Milwaukee Bucks think he's going to bring back. And, you know, the reports that they don't like the offer from the Miami Heat, who offered up their entire team outside of Bam Adebayo. It's just interesting to me because you're at such a crossroads with Giannis Antetokounmpo. Is he worth the haul? Sorry. Let me get right. It could also be this. And I think this is probably what this is. I said this yesterday. If the Celtics are just out there like, hey, we'll trade Jaylen Brown for Giannis Antetokounmpo, that's kind of a crossing a bridge that you can't come back from, right? And it was like, if the Celtics don't pull that off, what does that do internally to the Boston Celtics if they say, hey, Jalen, we're sorry. We tried to trade you. It didn't happen. And so come back here and be happy and let's continue. You know what I mean? Like, it just seems like you can't you would be damaging a relationship that is beyond repair if you're just throwing Jaylen Brown out there to say we'll trade him for Giannis Antetokounmpo publicly, right? Then there's other reporters and podcasters and radio guys that are like, none of these people know anything. None of these reports are true at all. The Celtics never offered Jaylen Brown. The Celtics never put Jaylen Brown on a trading block. This is all just assumptions and, people fighting for clicks on the internet. I think this is what happened. It's just my opinion, and I have no idea. I'm not connected to any of it, but I honestly don't know if anybody's connected to any of it. So let me jump in the click battle. You know what I'm saying? Jake Fisher, Steinlein, Brian Windhorst, Shams. Let me jump in the click battle, man. Here's what I think. Here's what I think happened. I think that rumor that the Boston Celtics were willing to trade Jaylen Brown for Giannis Antetokounmpo was true. They had some conversations with some teams. It got leaked way before they wanted it to get leaked. They realized if we don't pull off a Giannis trade, we're making it very awkward for our team and Jaylen Brown if we're coming back next year with Jaylen Brown. Because you don't want to trade Jaylen Brown just for no reason. You don't want to trade Jaylen Brown if you're not getting Giannis in return. So then I think the Celtics put this stuff out there. I think the Celtics put this out there. Hey, we never wanted to trade Jaylen Brown. We were trying to acquire Giannis without giving up Jaylen Brown. You guys made the assumption that we wanted to trade Jaylen Brown. Hey, Jaylen, we never wanted to trade you. And so it feels a little bit like damage control to me. If we don't pull off the Giannis trade, we can come to this and say we never wanted to trade Jaylen Brown. We never said that. That's what that feels like to me. There is a second part to this. Let's see. The Celtics are not shopping. This one straight up says the Celtics are not shopping Jaylen Brown. So they're like, hey, we're not trading Jaylen Brown. We're trying to get Giannis without giving up Jaylen Brown. And with all of these reports, you now have Giannis Antetokounmpo's next team. It looks like 43% Miami, 39% Boston, and a 10% chance that he stays with Milwaukee. Bro, if all of this happens and Giannis goes back to Milwaukee, the NBA is just in turmoil. I don't understand. Well, I mean, there is a way Giannis could end up back in Milwaukee, and that is that Milwaukee simply doesn't get the trade return that they want. And they might not. Here's what I think. People are saying, what do we got? The audio's gone? Yeah, refresh. Audio is gone? No audio, bro? You're lagging? Yeah, everybody refresh YouTube. If you're having problems, refresh YouTube, man. Refresh YouTube. It's not my internet, bro. Trust me. I just did an internet speed test. We're wired into high-speed Fios. Something about YouTube does that to me when I first get on here, and then once you refresh it, it fixes it. I have no idea what it is. But anyway, I want to say this. I think anyone trading a haul for Giannis Antetokounmpo is making a major mistake. And now I'm starting to believe that Giannis actually could end up back in Milwaukee. Because remember, Brian Windhorst said yesterday that he could still sign an extension with the Milwaukee Bucks. Teams aren't stupid. Like, you have to trade high. The Bucks had to trade Giannis a couple of years ago. You have to trade high. Giannis, look, I was listening to NBA radio this morning, and shout out to Frank Isola. He threw these stats out there. Listen to this. Giannis Antetokounmpo is about to turn 32 years old. He played 36 games last year. He played 60 the year before that. Since 2021, he's only played 20 playoff games. Since the Milwaukee Bucks championship run, Giannis Antetokounmpo has only played 20 playoff games. In the Milwaukee Bucks' last 10 playoff games, they are 1-9. 1-9. This guy is aging. He can't shoot the ball. His game will not age gracefully. His game is predicated 100% on athleticism. He's 6'11". Don't forget that. Guys that are 6'11", ankles, knees, hamstrings, calves, everything starts to go when you're in your 30s. It's just a fact. A guy 6'11" who relies 100% on athleticism and is approaching his mid-30s and played 36 games last year. Nobody wants to admit this. The guy's on the downside of his career. The teams on the other end of this know that. They're not stupid. And Giannis is up for an extension. So, it's not like the Jimmy Butler situation a couple years ago where you're like, we'll take a flyer on 1 year. If he's healthy, then we'll see where we go from there. This is like he wants you to agree to an extension before you even trade for him. So you have to give up assets. You have to invest a lot of money over the next couple of years. And then you have to hope the guy stays healthy, who hasn't been healthy in the last couple of years, is on the downside of his career. And then look at the Bucks the last how many games? The last how many years? I don't understand it. I don't understand why a team would give up a haul for Giannis Antetokounmpo right now. If he hasn't taken the Bucks anywhere since 2021, and they're 1-9 in their last 10 playoff games, and he's only played 20 playoff games in the last 5 years, why would you give up a haul for him? This is why I think the Boston Celtics probably make the most sense for Giannis Antetokounmpo, to be totally honest with you. Because Giannis at this point of his career is not going to carry your team somewhere. He's not going to be the solidified number one option that you run everything through. And he's so good that you could gut your whole team to pull off this trade, and then you can just throw pieces together around him like a prime LeBron James trade or something like that. No, if you gut your whole team, if you're the Miami Heat and you gut your whole team for Giannis, you're just the Miami Bucks. Congratulations. You might as well hire Doc Rivers at that point. You're just the Miami Bucks if you do that. Acquire Giannis without giving up Jaylen Brown. It makes the most sense for Boston because you have the roster to feed off of Giannis Antetokounmpo. You have Jason Tatum. You have Derek White. You have Peyton Pritchard. You have, I don't know what they would have to give up to get Giannis in Boston. They would have to give up some of those players. Probably Peyton Pritchard would be one of those players who looks like a star sometimes, If I'm Milwaukee, I'm probably interested in Peyton Pritchard, to be totally honest with you. Maybe you get a little bit of a Jalen Brunson situation there where he was playing behind some guys, looked like he had potential to be a star, and then you trade for him and make him that dude, and he turns into that dude. You know what I mean? But I think it makes the most sense for the Boston Celtics, but I just don't think it's a good idea for any team to give up a haul for Giannis Antetokounmpo, What's the Celtics offer really besides Jaylen Brown? I think they have to at least give up Jaylen Brown. That is a fact. That is, I think, a fact that they have to at least give up Jaylen Brown. People around the league think the Miami Heat believe the Celtics are in the lead for Giannis. This stuff is so funny to me, man. Reporters like to act like they are in somebody's house. They don't even like to just act like they're in somebody's house. They don't like to just act like they're around a player, at the breakfast table with his wife and kids. Like, this is what he's thinking. LeBron James is thinking this. Like, they like to act like they are speaking personally with LeBron James every day or with Giannis Antetokounmpo every day, right? But this is funny. When you get reports like this is not just I think. This is I think they think. People around the league think the Miami Heat believe the Celtics are in the lead for Giannis. And I think the Celtics are in the lead for Giannis too, man, to be totally honest with you. This is Vince Goodwill. It was on Get Up ESPN this morning. What I've heard from people, depending on who you talk to, Boston or Miami is in the driver's seat of this conversation. What I've heard from people, depending on who you talk to, Boston or Miami is in the driver's seat of this conversation. A couple of executives I talked to yesterday said they think that Miami thinks that Boston is in the lead. Holy hell, what a word salad and an absolute headache. But I think it's a bad idea to give up a haul for Giannis Antetokounmpo right now. But I do think it's going to be settled before the NBA draft. It has to be. The last thing the Bucks want to do, and maybe I think they've dragged this out for too many years in the first place. But I think the last thing the Bucks want to do is drag this out for another entire offseason. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Craig Roberts, man. Thank you for the super chat, my guy. Spurs need a leader, a power forward. Have Fox issue with their guards. Fox has a huge contract to use. Spurs defense would be impenetrable, and Wemby can be the stretch if he wants to be. Are you saying that the Spurs need to trade Fox? Spurs need a leader, a power forward. They have a Fox issue with their guards. You're saying they need to trade De'Aaron Fox. And now I see a second one. What's the second one, bro? Did you super chat the same thing twice? It's the same one showing twice. Nick Marchetti, you think Giannis is a big upgrade from Jaylen Brown? Healthy Giannis, yes, because it makes more sense as a fit, I think, than Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, which I always felt was a little bit redundant. But speaking on De'Aaron Fox, that's the next thing I wanted to talk about on this show, man, because there is a report that the Spurs remain committed to De'Aaron Fox as their franchise point guard, from Brian Windhorst on ESPN this morning. So Spurs fans, I know Spurs fans are very upset about how the NBA Finals went down. I know, sorry, I was chugging a Monster. I know Spurs fans are really upset with how the NBA Finals went down. And I can imagine, like, as a 76ers fan, if the 76ers got to the NBA Finals, which they never will, if the 76ers got to the NBA Finals and the fan base could see a young player coming off the bench like Dylan Harper, and they could see the veteran player on an expensive contract like Tobias Harris-ish, if you're talking about money, and when Tobias Harris played for the Sixers a couple years ago, and they're seeing that player fold, or at least not look like himself, and everybody's screaming, you got to bench this guy, and the coach literally refuses to do so every single game and basically chooses to lose the NBA Finals versus making that decision. 76ers fans would want that coach's head on a stick, and that player would probably not show his face in Philadelphia until he's traded. You know, the way that they traded, the way the fans treated Ben Simmons in Philadelphia. You know what I'm saying? So I can imagine Spurs fans are not happy with how the NBA Finals went down, and I can imagine Spurs fans probably want to trade De'Aaron Fox really badly because they're ready to see the future with Dylan Harper at the one. But there's a problem. The problem is De'Aaron Fox's contract. The problem is De'Aaron Fox's contract combined with what he looked like in the NBA Finals. And so the report from Windhorst is the Spurs remain committed to De'Aaron Fox as their franchise point guard. Here's what Windy said. I know there's a lot of interest in whether they might do something with De'Aaron Fox, but they are committed to him right now as their franchise point guard, and I think they will remain that way. I think, unfortunately, Spurs fans, the Spurs have no choice but to keep De'Aaron Fox at least for next season. I don't think they have a choice at all. And you can look at it like in a positive way by just saying, dude, De'Aaron Fox was hurt. He was not himself. And if he takes a whole offseason, gets healthy, and plays like himself next season, then you have De'Aaron Fox, year 2 Stephon Castle, year 2 Dylan Harper, and year 2 Wemby. So, I don't know if Mitch Johnson is the guy to figure that out, but I think having too many good players is a good problem to have, right? But I don't know if you bring Fox off the bench on a max contract either. I want to look at this, man, because this is what I saw the other day that, I think people forget. I think people forget how good De'Aaron Fox was, man. This was just a couple years ago with the Kings, man. Look at the explosion. Look how quick he was, bro, and he's dunking on people. Look at the speed. And when you watched him play in the NBA Finals, he just didn't have that speed. And you can't tell me he's cooked. He's only 28 years old. So if you're the Spurs and you're looking at it look, his trade value is not high enough right now for us to move him. And we know what we traded for. Look how quick that cross is. We know what we traded for. And we have no choice to believe, but also we believe, we believe that De'Aaron Fox will get back to this level of De'Aaron Fox next season. You know what I mean? Everybody forgets how lethal this dude was with the ball in his hands. Oh my God, the Sham God? How do you do? What? He hit him with the Sham God. Yeah, look, that De'Aaron Fox was not himself in the NBA Finals. The Spurs have no choice but I don't think there's a De'Aaron Fox trade. I think the Spurs have no choice but to run it back and hope that De'Aaron Fox can get back to that level because of his contract and because of how bad he looked in the NBA Finals. So Spurs fans, I know you don't want to hear that, but I think that's where we're at right now with it. Speaking of De'Aaron Fox and Mitch Johnson, somebody said the other day the reason he didn't bench De'Aaron Fox in the finals is because Mitch Johnson and De'Aaron Fox are both under Clutch Sports. And that's funny because this clip just came out of Mr. Clutch Sports talking about De'Aaron Fox and the Spurs. Rich Paul himself. Listen to this.
I agree with you. I wouldn't make one change. Now, you could say that eventually they're going to have to change because just the way salaries, the books are now, salaries and De'Aaron's $229 million max.
Let me know in the comments, bro. Should this be allowed? Should an NBA agent be allowed to have a podcast? Because is this not just Rich Paul doing behind the scenes? I don't usually agents leak reports to reporters, right? Brian Windhorst, whoever else, right? And they try to manipulate things behind the scenes to try to get things done. And the whole time it was the agent leaking these reports to the reporters and all this stuff to try to control things behind the scenes. Rich Paul's I don't need to do that. I'll just make my own podcast. So is Rich Paul on this podcast literally just to manipulate to his advantage as an NBA agent?
Still starts this summer.
I don't think people understand how good the Spurs team was. The Spurs team was very, very good.
They're really good.
And Harper, and the main thing is Harper and Castle will turn into better shooters. One of their Achilles heels is they don't they got super hot from three and then they lost it from three because they're not consistent shooters yet.
Well,
I think Harper will be a consistent shooter. I don't know about Castle.
The thing is actually when you really take a step back and you blink for a quick second, Fox, Parker, Castle, Leonard, Harper, Ginobili, Wembanyama, Duncan.
Right.
What do you guys think about that, man? Rich Paul says the current Spurs roster will turn into the early 2000s Tim Duncan, Manu Ginobili, Tony Parker, Kawhi Leonard, San Antonio Spurs. He called Stephon Castle Kawhi Leonard. Very athletic. It's not a bad comparison, really. Young Kawhi Leonard was just a freak athlete. And that's not a bad comparison at all. Young Kawhi Leonard wasn't a good shooter either. He developed that jump shot. He's one of the only players in really recent memory to have kind of a busted jump shot coming out of the draft and develop into the player that he did. He called Harper Parker, Tony Parker. Is that what he? No, he called Harper Ginobili, Dylan Harper, Manu Ginobili. Ginobili was a 6 man of the year guy, right? Ginobili. I think Dylan Harper's way better than that. And I know that sounds crazy, Spurs fans. He's not better than Ginobili. I think the potential. He's way higher ceiling than Manu Ginobili. I think Dylan Harper has like number one NBA superstar type of potential, and I don't think Manu Ginobili ever had that. And he called De'Aaron Fox Tony Parker. Yeah, no. Yeah, no. And you know what? Wemby has a long way to go before he's even Tim Duncan, because Tim Duncan had a go-to move. Tim Duncan had a simple post-up drop step off the glass, a go-to unstoppable move. Wemby doesn't even have a go-to move right now. I guess if Rich Paul sounds like he's trying to convince the Spurs to not trade De'Aaron Fox. That's what it sounds like. But I guess if you keep them all together, maybe they could become that San Antonio Spurs team. But it just feels like Dylan Harper is too good for De'Aaron Fox to be in his way. But it seems like it's impossible to trade De'Aaron Fox right now. That's where I'm at with that, man. Spurs fans, how you feel, man? Spurs fans, how you feel, bro? What we got, man? Let's see. What do we got? Let's see. Schoolboy got a trade scenario for Fox. Got a trade scenario for Fox. I mean, are you saying you have a trade scenario for Fox? Or are you just keeping it a secret? Like, what do we got to do for you to tell us what it is? Why don't you say it? Why don't you say it, man? Harper has to get the ball and keep playing the game the right way. Can't let him turn into Harden. I don't think Dylan Harper is that kind of player. I don't think Dylan Harper's the turn into Harden type of play. But, I mean, what does that really even mean, though? What does that really even mean, though? Because James Harden was one of the best NBA scorers of all time in his prime. You don't want Dylan Harper to be that? James Harden was dropping 60-point triple-doubles in his prime. 60. I'm pretty sure he's still the only player in NBA history that has a 60-point triple-double. Harden wasn't always pound the air out of the ball, numbskull, choking in the play. Like, Harden's prime, he was damn unstoppable. He's just washed now. I think people forget that sometimes. Z Corp, what's up, man? Mindset of Wemby not shaking hands. Send it to you on Twitter. Mindset of Wemby not shaking hands. I think I talked about it yesterday, man. He's got some maturing to do. He was definitely frustrated with losing in the NBA Finals. I don't really care that much, man. Wemby, it seems like he's embracing the villain role, you know? I don't think he cares that much either. You know, there was just a video of the New York Knicks doing like a Wemby chant at some kind of celebration they were at. So, like, I don't think Wemby really cares what people think. I think he's embracing it. And him not shaking hands, I just don't think it really matters, to be honest with you. Like, I'm not going to get up here and be like, he needs to show more sportsmanship, and this is a disgrace, and that. It doesn't matter. You know? Wemby's focused on basketball, and he's focused on going into the offseason and, you know, hopefully adding a go-to post-up move, man. I think that's what he's focused on. Let's move on to some NBA draft news, man. Let's move on to this NBA draft chaos because it is interesting, man. AJ DeBonsa and Darren Peterson both believe they're going number one. This is funny because it feels like the Washington Wizards are like playing games or sending mixed signals. You know? This is like when a girl is talking to two guys at the same time, man, and they don't know it yet. They don't know it yet. They haven't run into each other yet, and they both think they're the one, you know? She's hanging out with this dude on Friday, and then on Saturday, she's not answering his text messages because she's hanging out with the other dude, but she's telling the first dude, like, oh, I was just busy. Oh, I'm sorry, I fell asleep. And then they both run into each other at the same party. And they're like, no, it's my girl. What do you mean it's your girl? It's my girl. And he's like, no, it's my girl. What are you talking about? We were just out on Saturday. He's like, we were just out on Friday. Wait. We're both number one? That's what this is like. Anyway, let's hear Shams, man.
Multiple sources tell ESPN that Darren Peterson has made the decision to only work out and visit with the Washington Wizards. He is not granting anyone else any access to him, any other workout or visit with him. He's only visiting with a number one pick team in the Wizards. I'm told Peterson has met with and
like there has to be a reason for this. Like, it's not just Darren Peterson being a delusional idiot. It's not just Darren Peterson believing that much in himself and you know, speaking it into existence or manifesting being the number one pick. Somebody's telling him he's the number one pick. Somebody has convinced him he's the number one pick. There's no other reason to do this.
Worked out multiple times in Washington, D.C. and in the Los Angeles area with the Wizards.
Or is it he wants to be the number one pick? He thinks if I show my workout to the Wizards, they're going to pick me. If he believes in himself that much, he says, if I show my workout to the Wizards, they're going to pick me. And then if they don't pick me, I'm going number 2 or 3 anyway. I don't have to work out for other teams. That could be it too.
Bonsa, the other player expected to be either the number 1 or number 2 overall pick, he went and visited with both the Wizards and the Utah Jazz. This is a case where my understanding is both Darren Peterson and AJ DeBonsa believe they will be the number 1 pick in the NBA draft.
This is, I don't know. This is fun, man, because I don't know if I've ever seen this before. Usually it is a unanimous number 1 pick, right? Or it's such a bad draft like the Ricochet draft where nobody really cares that much because it doesn't seem like there's like an NBA superstar in the draft. I don't know if I've ever seen an NBA draft where it looks like there's multiple potential NBA superstars and nobody even knows who's going number 1. Could this be the NBA setting this up? Let's make it the most viewed NBA draft of all time. If nobody knows who the number 1 pick is, everybody's tuning in, right? Until of course, Shams spoils it on Twitter before it's live on TV. Also, AJ DeBonsa, or is this Darren Peterson? My bad. Darren Peterson. Yeah, AJ DeBonsa wouldn't do this. Darren Peterson does not want to be drafted by the Utah Jazz. Yo, what is it with the Utah Jazz, man? Does this ring a bell? Do you guys remember in 2025, last year, Ace Bailey's camp has let it be known that they did not want to be drafted by the Hornets or Jazz. And then Danny Ainge drafted him anyway. Everybody at the top of the draft backed up on Ace Bailey because of his mentality. And Danny Ainge was right there, and Ace Bailey said, we don't want to be drafted by the Utah Jazz. And Danny Ainge said, that's not how it works. I'm drafting you. You're coming to Utah. Could we see the same thing happen to Darren Peterson? Could we see Darren Peterson fall out of the top 3 because of his mentality? And Danny Ainge does it again. Wait, no, the Utah have number 2. Utah has number 2. That wouldn't make sense. Utah had number 6 last year. They have number 2 in this draft. So this is different then. Darren Peterson is saying, I want to go to Washington. I don't want Utah to draft me at number 2. So this could be, I know I'm arguing with myself right now. We're kind of figuring this out on the fly. This could be the same situation, right? He works out only for Washington. Washington doesn't draft him. Danny Ainge is sitting there at number 2. Darren Peterson says, I don't want you to draft me at number 2. Danny Ainge says, didn't you see what I did to Ace Bailey last year? I don't give a fuck what you want. It's about what I want. And then Danny Ainge drafts him at number 2. And Darren Peterson's in Utah. What do we think about the fit of Darren Peterson in Utah? Lauri Markkanen. Like, do you want to go Cam Boozer, or do you feel like that's redundant with Lauri Markkanen? I think Ace Bailey needs to be featured a lot more next season. If I'm Utah, if I'm Danny Ainge, I'm probably pulling it again. If Washington goes AJ DeBonsa, I think yes. I think because it's Danny Ainge, I think Utah drafts him at number 2. And then you got a hell of a squad. If Utah gets Darren Peterson at number 2, Utah has a hell of a squad. Because, like, the thing about Darren Peterson is, yeah, you can talk about his mentality and everything, right? From a physical NBA skills standpoint, he doesn't look like there's a lot of development time needed. Like, people passed on Ace Bailey because he was barely 18 years old, right? And he had the tools, but he was very raw. And there were questions about his shot selection and things like that. I think Darren Peterson appears to be a much more NBA-ready player day one. And so I think that's why probably teams will still overlook all of the mindset stuff and selfish stuff and all of this stuff just to be like, hey, he looks like a day one NBA player, contributor to a winning team based off his skill set. We're taking him. But at the same time, he has that ego. He has that wherever I go, I want to be the number one guy. Same thing Ace Bailey was trying to pull last year. And Darren Peterson probably prefers Washington because he feels like Trae Young, point guard, Anthony Davis, big man, Alex Sarr, big man. I'll be the guy immediately in Washington. It's probably why he wants to go to Washington. It's probably why he doesn't want to go to Utah. And that might be why the Washington Wizards actually pick him. We'll see what happens. But I think all this stuff is very interesting, man. Very interesting. What do you guys think, man? What do you guys think, man? Stephen A. Smith was pissed at Wemby for not shaking hands. Yeah, that's Stephen A. Smith. He's playing a character. That's what he's doing, you know? Do you think Stephen A. Smith wakes up in the morning and says, today on ESPN, I will have a very level-headed take, and I will be very calm, and I will not be angry about anything? Or do you think Stephen A. Smith wakes up in the morning and says, and meets with the producers, and they say, all right, here's all the storylines. What can we make you upset about so that you can do your Stephen A. Smith character and scream on TV? It's not authentic. He's playing a character. So he takes a topic and he takes the angle of, this is blasphemy. This is blasphemous. You're not going to shake hands with the team that just whooped your ass in the NBA Finals? Yeah, of course he's going to do that. That's what he does, man. It's entertainment. It's entertainment. I think I do a little bit of the same, but I'm actually being truthful. I definitely get hype and yell and shit, but I mean it. What team will get the number 1 pick? What do you mean? The Washington Wizards have the number 1 pick, man. It's already been. That was the NBA draft lottery, bro. That was the NBA draft lottery. I enjoy this show. I'm learning from you. Hey, man, thank you. I appreciate that, bro. I'm just all off season, bro. We're just here winging shit, bro. Like, that's all I'm doing. So, if I am educating anybody, I think that's amazing. I got one more thing here. This Mikel Brown Jr. report, man. Look, I'm not a big college basketball guy. I don't really watch college basketball like I do the NBA, you know? And so I've probably seen him play, but I don't really remember. But here is a report on Mikel Brown Jr. Mikel Brown Jr. is drawing serious interest from LA and Brooklyn, with teams viewing his back issues as a thing of the past and considering him the second best guard behind Darren Peterson. There's real momentum continues to build between Brown and the LA Clippers. And here is the a quote: watching him in the gym has been incredible. One front office executive granted anonymity to speak freely. One front office executive granted anonymity to speak freely. Bro, why do these NBA reporters act like they're the fucking FBI? Like, dude, can you just imagine like like one of those interviews where it's like the guy's wearing a hoodie and he's not facing the camera, and it just says on the bottom, anonymous NBA executive, and it's like a voice changer. Watching him in the gym has been incredible. It'd be like this. Watching him in the gym has been incredible. And it's like, executive has chosen to remain anonymous out of safety concerns. His back problems are a thing of the past, and he looks every bit like the second best guard in this class. As soon as you watch him, you can see star potential immediately. And I kind of believe him after I watched a little highlight clip, and let's just react to it, man. Mikel Brown Jr. 2026. But first, I want to do like maybe a little draft profile, man. Let's see if we can do a Mikel Brown Jr. draft profile. Let's see, man. 6'7". So he's 6'5". He's 6'5" with a 6'7" wingspan. That's not as tall as I thought, man. Brown is a highly skilled lead guard with prototypical size for the position. It's good size for an NBA shooting guard, though. Real good size. 6'5" with a reported 6'7" wingspan. He was a freshman out of Louisville, which means what? He's probably like 18, 19 years old, right? Let's react to some Mikel Brown Jr. clips in 2026, man. What do you guys think? Do you think top 5? Mikel Brown Jr.? Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the comments. Do you think top 5? Let's watch Mikel Brown Jr., man. Is he a lefty? Oh, my goodness. Hey, yo. Clip number 1, he catches a body over Arkansas. Boom. Oh, and he stares him down. You got to love that, bro. You got to love the intensity. When a player's just not afraid to just put somebody inside the rim, man, it's so important. You've seen so many players with tools in the NBA who don't have that killer instinct. I think he's a lefty. That's a dime right there. Let's see. Is that him with the headband on, or was that an assist? I think that was an assist. All right, here he is. Okay, there's another good dime, man. He's got some passing vision too. He's got some playmaking skills, man. Mikel Brown Jr. That ain't him. Is that him? Why is he looking like a different player from the other clips? Sometimes he has a headband, sometimes he doesn't. Is that what my problem is here? He got a haircut or something? That doesn't look like the same guy. I guess that's oh, he has dreads, I think, in this one. Yeah, okay, so sometimes he's got the hair out. Sometimes he has the hair braided with the headband. That's what I'm struggling with here. Okay, here he is. He got the headband on again right here. I want to see if he's got a jumper. Was that a right-handed shot? No, man. Hold up. Hold up, bro. Hold up. Why did he shoot that right-handed? I thought he was a lefty. Why did he shoot that righty? I thought he was a lefty, man. Are we getting the Ben Simmons situation over here? Can he shoot the ball is what we need to know. Can he shoot the ball? Let's see. Where's the step back? It's all attacking the rim stuff. He's a good passer, though. He's a good passer, but I feel like every highlight is attacking the rim. That's another good pass. We need to know if he can shoot. Can Mikel Brown Jr. shoot? There's another good pass. Or we got here some defense. Are we going to get a whole highlight reel and not a single jump shot? Wait, that's him? I thought he was a lefty. What the freak is happening? What the hell? Bro, first of all, I thought he was a lefty. And then I thought he couldn't shoot and he pulls up from 30 feet. Okay. Oh, he's not a lefty. Oh, and he can shoot. I might be the worst talent evaluator of all time. Damn, bro. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I was prepared to say the dude can't shoot, bro. I was prepared to say the dude can't shoot, and he's out here bombing. He's out here bombing from half court. It's like he heard me say it. Damn. Man's got a cannon. What? What? Mikel Brown Jr. And he can pass. Wait, he can attack the rim. He can finish at the rim. He can make plays. And he's got a trigger. And he's got a left in traffic. Where is Mikel Brown Jr.? Come on, man. They're saying he's the second best guard in the draft. People are saying he might go top 5. This mock has him at number 8 to the New Orleans Pelicans. And if they don't trade Trey Murphy, then I don't think that makes much sense. But there's a new report that the New Orleans Pelicans are shopping Trey Murphy. So maybe the Pelicans are in full rebuild mode. They draft Mikel Brown Jr., and then they tank it out for another season and get back to the top of the draft, man. Yeah, he looks like a baller, man, for real. I don't know. 6'5", 6'7" wingspan. He's light. He's 190 pounds. He's got to put on some weight, but he got some real skills, man. I could see in like some of these last drafts where, you know, if it wasn't for as deep as this draft is, you know, DeBonsta, Peterson, Boozer, Caleb Wilson, Acuff Jr., if this draft wasn't as deep as it is, he might be a top 3 pick, you know? I like that. I think we found a sleeper, man. Pelicans lost that pick to Atlanta. Oh, my bad. Oh yeah, I forgot. You're right. The Pelicans were tanking it out, and they didn't even have their own pick because they lost it in the DeJounte Murray trade, right? Yeah, you're right. Hey, man, thank you guys for tuning in to another edition of Run It Back NBA. We'll be right here every single day at 12 noon going over every NBA rumor, story, reacting to draft rumors, mock drafts, highlights, all of that. Follow me on Twitter. Follow me on Instagram. Feel free to DM me on Twitter or Instagram at Run It Back Philly with any ideas, things you want me to talk about on the show, things you want me to react to on the show. Feel free to DM me. I prefer Twitter. I prefer to just be tagged on Twitter at Run It Back Philly. With ideas, things you want me to react to, things you want me to talk about. So feel free, man. That's at Run It Back Philly on Twitter and at Run It Back Philly on Instagram. And thank you guys for tuning into the show. Do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, all those things. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.